Hello again everybody, it's me, Madame Macabre, and I am back with another Monday video. First of all, sorry about the mess behind me there. That's a bunch of cosplay materials and things I've been working on, so don't worry about it, we're all good here. As you've probably put together by the title of this video, I am going to be talking about the new Pokemon Go game that's been out for a little while now. I thought I'd share some pros and cons in my opinion of the game and my overall thoughts on it, and you guys are free to share what you think and your pros and cons if I missed anything in your opinion down in the comments below. So I've been playing for a little while now and I have reached level 16, and just to get it out of the way, yes, I joined Team Valor. Yay red, but don't feel bad if you are on yellow or blue, I still love you just as much. There's enough room in my heart for all the sweet little birdies. So to sort of kick off the video, I think I'm going to start with the cons and then end with the pros, because many people starting with this game, because it's a new game run by a big IP and a very small indie company, there's been lots of noticeable issues, and that's one thing we definitely need to address if we're going to do an honest review of the game. So I'm not gonna lie, it started out kind of rough. I, like many others, could not get in because the servers were overloaded. The first day I actually wasn't able to do much playing at all until evening fell and a lot of the kids that had been on went to bed and there were less people playing. So my initial experience wasn't too positive. Based on that, I was in a bad mood thinking, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this very much. But fortunately, the servers have started getting better, so that's one thing I'll talk about a little bit later. The next issue that really stood out to me with this game is there really wasn't any instruction given to you by the game. Now, most of the older traditional Pokemon games, they'll start out with a little tutorial and they'll tell you what you're supposed to do and how to do things. But with this one, it was like, even someone who's played all the Pokemon games, I sort of had to stumble around and figure things out, because it's like, here's your first Pokemon, catch it and go do your thing. We're not gonna tell you how to do your thing, what the nearby thing means, how to fight, like good luck friend. And it does seem to be a common complaint that there isn't enough instruction, and they may make the argument that, oh, well, we want you to talk to other people that you meet and learn from conversations about that, but that's not really a good defense for a game, because not everyone is able to necessarily go out and talk to people, and you shouldn't be relying on something like that for basic mechanics for your game. One that's kind of like a petty, not very important complaint is I didn't really care for the customization. I would have liked to see a little bit more options other than just being able to choose your hair color, skin color, and 3 clothing options. I mean, maybe they'll add that on in the future, but like I said, it's not a big deal. It's just a lot of people are like, feeling a little bit underwhelmed by this customization. But hey, at least they had customization, so again, not a huge deal. What is a huge deal, however, has been the colossal amount of glitching due to servers crashing. If you play the game, I'm sure you've already encountered the lovely agony that is catching a new Pokemon or a rare Pokemon, and right as the ball closes, you get that little spinning Pokeball of death, it vanishes, and your screen is frozen. Congratulations, you just lost your Pokemon and your Pokeballs, however many it took to catch it. Usually you can sign back in and there's like a 50-50 chance you might actually get to keep it, but most of the times I've encountered this glitch, I have not gotten to keep my Pokemon and I lost all the items I spent on it. So that one is a real bummer, and unlike some other glitches that have been getting fixes lately, I have noticed this one persist up to this day and even get worse. There are some days where I can't catch a single Pokemon without this happening. Get on it, Niantic. And if glitching while catching Pokemon wasn't a major buzzkill for this game, the gym battle glitches, those will get ya. I cannot tell you how many times I have wanted to rage quit and throw my phone across the street because I've gone to a gym with an extremely weak leader that I know I could wipe the floor with one Pokemon, but surprise, surprise, they get to keep racking up points for defending their gym because you go in, you fight them and fight them and fight them, but suddenly you notice they're down to 1 hit point left of health, and they're not going anywhere, and they're still attacking you. If you don't quickly close out of the game, they'll kill you and they'll get credit for the win, even though they went into an invulnerable state. Oh my god, this one frustrates me to no end. I know that they've been working on fixing this one, but for those of us who were playing during the peak of this glitch, Good lord, was it frustrating. I've heard people talking about Niantic almost having a fix for this and that it's slowly becoming not a problem anymore, which is fantastic to hear that they're actually getting on top of these problems. But it's kind of irritating that this was such a huge issue when the game was actually released out of beta. I mean, as far as glitches go, that is extremely game-breaking. Almost equally as irritating, at least that I've encountered, is sometimes I cannot even get into the gyms, even if I have a strong, shining internet connection. I will go, set up my team, click fight, it'll load the battle, and then as soon as it loads, it shoots me right back to the front of the gym, as if we hadn't even started battling. And it drives me crazy because, again, it's a gym I know I can beat. I want to get my gym under my control. And surprise, they get to taunt you with a low CP power Pokemon in charge of your turf because you can't get in and you can't do anything about it. Drives me crazy. I hope this one gets fixed as well as the one hit point left thing, because when this is the only option you have to fight in the game, it should at least work. And I will give Niantic credit because they have been working on it and it has been getting better. But while the one hit point thing has been getting better, I've noticed getting locked out of gyms has been getting a little worse, at least in my area. Hopefully that gets better, but I'm just saying the cons for myself personally with this game so far. And finally, I guess my last nitpick of this game is, from the way it was advertised, I was expecting to be able to go out to the wilderness and catch Pokemon, you know, the advertisement. Oh yeah, you can go out and catch them where they would live. Water Pokemon in water, forest Pokemon in forests. Well, I've noticed that this is not necessarily true. The only place I have encountered Pokemon spawning so far has been in the middle of civilization. I've gone out to forests, I've gone out to lakes and rivers, and it is barren. Not even a single solitary Weedle. There is nothing. And it's not that they couldn't spawn them there because they can't track me via GPS. Because it loads me. It loads the map, and the game's working fine. But there's no Pokemon. And that's the weirdest thing, like, I'm in the forest, I'm by a lake. This is where they would live, right? No, they live in the Winco and Walmart parking lot. That's where they live. That's where I've caught half the Pokemon, for goodness sake. It's ridiculous. It actually makes me really sad for people who live out in the rural areas. Before I downloaded the games, I thought they were going to have the advantage out with the sprawling acreage and the trees and forests and farmland. But no. Unless you live near a pretty big city or a large gathering of people, it's just... the game isn't going to treat you fairly, sadly. But one can always hope that this will improve in the future. I do understand with all of these glitches and problems and things, it all comes with a game being very new. And Niantic is a very small company. Nintendo's big, but Nintendo isn't the one who's doing this, it's Niantic. So I've got patience, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat it like this game is a perfect gift from the gods and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm willing to acknowledge that these are issues, but I'm also happy to see Niantic is trying to work on them at least. Now that I got my griping out of the way, it is time to move on to my personal pros that I've encountered with this game. The biggest and most obvious benefit to this game has been that, oh my goodness, it has been getting me out and moving around. I have walked more in this past week than I probably have in the month before this game came out. It's ridiculous. I have been going on daily walks around my entire town, and that is something I have never done before. I am a pale computer nerd. This is not what I normally do, and I'm out there hiking around now. Since I downloaded the game, I have walked 18 miles. 18 miles for me! This is crazy! The next positive point about Pokemon Go has been the effect it's been having on people's mental health, both people I know in person and people I've talked to online, and even an effect on me. I've got a lot of friends who deal with depression and they have trouble getting motivation to go out and about, and this game has given them motivation to go out willingly, and just being out and about and doing all of this has improved their moods and definitely made a positive difference, and it's something so amazing to witness. It's also been incredible on meeting new people. Oh my gosh, someone super shy like me it's been crazy because I'll go out and I'll see tons of people out and playing, and I can just strike up conversations with complete strangers because we're playing the game together and everybody's been really cool and nice. And I know you see like a lot of drama and stuff online between the various teams, but I don't see any of that in real life. I've been getting along great with both Mystic and Instinct players in real life. Yeah, we've got the playful, haha, stay away from my gym, but my honest experience has been, hey, have you heard how to do this yet? And etc., like exchanging secrets and tips and all this stuff, and it's been super cool. I've seen people of all sorts of age groups as well. I've seen older folks, I've seen people my age, I've seen little kids, I've seen kids with their parents. I mean, this is something really incredible to be experiencing in our lifetime because I've never seen anything like this before. I've also noticed a trend of it being very helpful for the local economy. Like little restaurants and places that have Pokestops near them have been packed this entire week, just non-stop packed with people. It's amazing. Someone goes in, slaps down a lure, and people gather, and then they'll go and they'll buy something from the restaurant and just hang out there and catch Pokemon while they appear to the lure. I mean, I can't even imagine how happy these businesses have been since this game started. I've seen little posters and printed out things on their windows like, welcome Pokemon Go trainers, and it's just the weirdest thing to witness, but it's amazing. But at the end of the day, everyone is going to have their own take on whether the game is good or bad, what their own pros and cons are, etc. This video has just been my take on the game so far, and overall, I think the good overwhelmingly has outweighed the bad. I've had a great time playing it. Part of me is a little bit afraid that this might die out over time as people have finished catching things and all that, but I hope that Pokemon and Niantic can come out with new things and release more Pokemon to keep it going, because it's honestly been a really positive change in my opinion, and I want to see it keep going, and I don't want to see myself get burnt out of it and fall back out of my new healthy habits that I've picked up with all this walking. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today. I will catch you guys all again later. That's all for now. Bye-bye!